Okay. Okay, so let's move on next step, and we have another guest with us, and he's from Peru, and okay, I will introduce him. He is so welcome, Professor Ruben Garcia, sir, in ABCD International family. Ruben sir is educator, lecturer, and coach in leadership and assertive communication, and he's from Peru. And today we will learn the great things from sir. And yes, welcome sir once again in ABCD International platform, and we will move ahead. So, sir, we would like to know about your career and your profession, about your profession. So how you choose this field, and how you go ahead.
Great. That is a very good question because we all, as professionals, have a starting point. So, how I chose the profession? Actually, I didn't choose the profession chose me. It means that I was really fond of foreign languages. And I worked in the tourism film first, speaking foreign languages that I learned earlier when I was a teenager. And when the tourism stopped in my country because of hard times, so tourism was really low, I had the opportunity to teach English in in academy for secretaries. So I was 19 years old and started my first day of teaching. It was a great moment, very nervous, teaching
Wow.
English at first. And little by little, I really enjoyed this activity to,
Mhm.
to teach, to show people how to speak this language. But I wanted to work for schools which paid very well with a good salary, those bilingual schools in my country, but they wanted people with pedagogical title, with education studies. So that forced me to enter university in the education career. Then I finished, I graduated, had my title, everything. So I could teach in those great places. And the satisfaction to teach in schools, in elementary and high school. Later, this career gave me the opportunity to travel abroad to
Mhm.
study post graduation and then to teach at universities as I am doing now. So I really enjoy this profession that I, at random, selected at first, but
Wow.
then it became my vocation and very passionate teacher
Okay.
now.
Wow. Super. Super. Great to know that's and so as your journey in this professional field, how you experience that, and you said that you really enjoy this. So can you share a little bit one incident with us? How you enjoyed this, and any such a inspirational incident If possible, please share with us.
Well, lots of things to share. In this role of educator, we do not teach only one subject.
Yes.
We are the ones who are in charge of that formation, because education is a complete cycle that begins in one part and finishes in the same part. It means it's a cycle because you teach people how to behave in certain moments. And also, what I like by teaching English is that I also teach culture, the culture in those English-speaking countries. Because most of the people, or many people who like to speak English, is for having better options in life. It is said that English opens you many doors. And that is true, because if you are prepared to communicate around the world like we are doing now, what language are we using? We are using English. This is an international event, but with one international language, we are communicating very well. So in this formation is that we learn a little bit about the culture of non-English speaking countries as well. When we participate in international events like this one, there are people from around the world. There are people from America, there are people from Europe, from Africa, from Asia. And we have the information. So this is good time. And no matter what subject you teach, even if you teach math, you also teach how people use math in different parts of the world, because math is one. The numbers are the same. And how you manage the numbers, no matter the place you are, the results are the same. The same happens in English. The results are the same. And the main thing is one: accurate communication. Accurate communication. More than accurate is assertive communication.
Wow, super, super. So, we know that you are a coach in leadership and assertive communication. So, can you briefly share the details on that?
Sure.
Yeah.
There is one principle, and please remember this. Mind what you say. Say what you mind.
Yes.
Because assertiveness is to express your ideas without hurting people's feelings. And that is that in this world of assertiveness, you have the right words to say. And important thing is that when you think what you say is because you don't want to say anything wrong. And with this principle, you won't regret of your words. You won't apologize of what you have said to someone. And you will avoid arguments, quarrels. That is important. Positiveness is all.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. And sir, as an educator, you just share that you visit different countries. So, how was your experience to visit in different countries, and you work as educator there. So it's a great honor thing also, and it's how was your experience? We want to know that.
Well, look, no matter the country, no matter the place, the aim is only one: educate. With that
Yeah.
principle, you can exert your profession as educator around the world.
Mhm.
Because if you're very conscious of this, the ones who are with you, called students, will feel great to have you leading them. We always want leaders in our lives. We always want people who we can follow. We had those since we were children. When we were children, we had favorite singers, favorite actors, and we wanted to follow, and we wanted to copy some things of them. And we were happy. Like, for example, we were doing this like Meteor. Meteor is, cartoons. Very ancient cartoons. Meteor was a guy who could drive very fast and very well.
Yeah.
And that is what we have. If you have a person in front of you leading, not only in education, you will feel great that you do what he persuades us to do. As those great leaders around the world. For example, Gandhi could travel to many places, and for him was no problem to spread his message. Peace.
Yes.
The same. We educators, I had a great time in different countries educating people, mostly in foreign languages and then in leadership. That's fine.
Wow, great. Great to know that, sir. And I would like to ask one more question. If you are in leadership, so uh, can you share? Can you put a little light on leadership? How leaders? What are the qualities of leaders and how leadership is?
Right. Leadership is goes beyond authorities. Leadership is not giving commands. Leadership is to pace the way where people will be walking with you. You first, as a leader, show that that track is the one that we should take, and demonstrating with facts that the one that you selected is the one that works not only for you, but for others. And that taking this, you are going to be successful as the one that you have in front. Something else, leadership doesn't mean that people always look for richness. It means that becoming a millionaire is not the aim of leadership. Leadership is to have the total satisfaction that you are successful. And what is success? What is success? Success is to get what you planned, to challenge yourself in reaching that goal. That is success. If my goal now is to have a world record and I finally get it, that is success. So whatever plan you have in your mind and you get what you have planned and you achieve that challenge, you are successful.
Yes.
Whatever you say, whatever you plan, if you plan to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow and read a book in 1 hour, and you do it, you are successful. And you have great satisfaction in yourself.
Wow, superb, superb. It's a very great sharing. So I would like to ask one more question, and that is, we are talking about leadership, and so I would like to ask that question related to leadership also. So,
Sure.
what message you want to give for leaders in leaders from any field? They are from education, they are from industry experts. So, any leaders, what is your strong message for them?
Great. This message is highly strong for authorities in education around the world. Dear authorities in education, start leading instead of commanding, instead of sailing your ship against rough sea without any planning.
Yeah.
And the plans are not only to have in mind what I'm going to do. The plans go beyond that. You need to have in mind what you are going to do, but thinking about the risks, but thinking about possible results, and thinking about possible mistakes. And with this analysis, you have to go to the right destiny. And in education, you have to talk a lot to the population. You have to talk a lot with the teachers that are in action in different parts of your country. Because the education, sadly, in a country is not the same in all the regions, in all the cities. In countries that are not developed or countries that are called third world countries, the ones that do not have a great economy, like my country in South America. Education sector, the education sector is different, and in some places there are cities that are poor cities and poorer cities than others. So we need to think about education as a whole, not as part of a whole. No, education is only one. And if we want to be a powerful country, educate your people. The education is the best arm to be prepared to critical situations. And that is good. So living in education is the best way to succeed in life, because education is everything. Since we are born, we are educated because we have models, we have role models. The family, children copy the manners, but the manners have to be taught. You see, if a father smokes and the child sees his father smoking in the house, the child thinks it's something normal. So we educate, and we have to educate families. And
Yes,
that is the trilogy, no? The trilogy. School, families, and the one that is community, school, and families. We need to work on this. As educators, we have contact with the parents, with the mothers, with the parents, and we have to fulfill that education cycle.
Super. So we need to understand that education is important, and it's that education, we have to work on three fields: that school, family, and
Exactly.
community. Oh, awesome.
So
Thank you.
it's the education leadership that is the compound, the compound nouns, no? Education leadership.
Super. Thank you, sir, for sharing these valuable things on this platform. And
That's right.
hope we,
Thanks to you for the invitation.
yeah, thank you. So we have another guest, and just there is a little network issue with her. Just a few minutes. Hello. Welcome, ma'am. Please unmute, ma'am.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm in the car, so my connection is not so good.
Yes, yes. No, no worries. Just we will see. If we continue, then we will do it. Yeah. Uh, so thank you, ma'am, for joining ABCD International. First of all, welcome to ABCD International family. And as you know, today we have a magical date, and with magical date, we have magical event. We have invited 22 people from 22 different countries, and we are conducting their interviews of 22 minutes. So, as about as I know about you, you are a global speaker and educator. So I would like to ask you a question about how you choose this field uh, as an educator, as a global speaker, and how you contribute to.
Well, you know that I believe that you have a call to be something in this life, and you are born to do that. So, well, I from early age knew that I wanted to be an English teacher. I have always, as a girl, played and used to perform as a teacher with my friends and cousins, teaching them English and whatever I could. I studied English. I started studying English when I was 7 years old. So I've been doing this all my life. It's my passion. It's my true passion. It's my true passion because it's what I love doing. And every day I wake up and I know that I have to do this. And I like taking challenges in this profession and trying to do my best and trying to improve. So I try to learn, to study, to read, to share. You know, this session, I was listening to the previous session and it was amazing because we can learn so much about each other that's so good. We have to improve. We have to be better teachers for our students every single day. So it's a great challenge. We are on the move all the time with responsibilities and this motivation to continue working and doing different things to improve ourselves so we can give our students our best.
Super, super. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you one question. As in your teaching journey, you are as an English teacher. So, how you enjoy that profession and how you contribute in that field? So, if with example you can share also, or you can just share your journey.
Could you please repeat the question? I couldn't hear you properly.
Yeah, as English teacher, you are an English teacher. So as an English teacher, how you enjoy your profession till date, and how you contribute in this field?
Well, I think that it's like trying to make the process, the teaching and learning process, something that is enjoyable for teachers, for students mainly. So this means that we have to find ways to see learning from their eyes, from our students' eyes. So from there, we can motivate them to learn anything. So it's very important that we have a humane education. We are not there just standing in front of a classroom, just saying some things and contents and repeating concepts as if we were teaching to machines. We are dealing with human beings. So emotions are very important, and taking into account their feelings about their learning and also making a connection with students, getting to know what they want to learn sometimes. If they are interested in some contents, some topics, and you try to give them what they need in English, that's going to make it better, because they will have a meaningful learning. It's difficult to learn something that you cannot feel identified with, that you are not connected with. So if you, as a teacher, cannot connect with your students to get to know them better, every day a little bit better, and to think of projects, ideas, activities that can be challenging, that can be interesting for them, you are not going anywhere. So I think that as teachers, we don't have to think that we are there just standing, speaking without listening. The other way about, we have to listen a lot to get to know our students, to get to know what they need, what they like about their emotions, about their life. And based on that, we can teach them whatever we know that they need to know, you see? But we have to involve them in the process. It's not that we are just there teaching and forgetting that we have people there with emotions and human beings that need to be connected with the person that's there.
Yes, absolutely. Ma'am, I would like to ask one more question as how qualities are important for educators or teachers. So I asked this question to lots of guests, and I'm taking everyone's suggestion or views on this particular question. And I also want to ask, know about your.
The characteristics, I think that's engagement, to be engaged with your profession, to be engaged with your mission, to be motivated, and to be restless when you have to learn things. To know, we have to know that when you got the degree as a teacher, as a bachelor degree or a doctorate or whatever you are doing, it's not going to be enough. You have to keep on doing things. You have to keep on learning. We have the challenge of teaching students that are not from our generation. So we have a great challenge. We have to see the world from their eyes. And this means that we have to know more methodologies, strategies, whatever is needed, methods, whatever is needed to get to the students' attention, to be there and to give them a meaningful learning, no matter what. In the case of English, we know that we are teaching a language, but as in the previous session they were saying, it's not only the language. Through the language, you can do so many things, like this experience, for example. So as our students will have the opportunity of connecting with people all around the world, talking about anything they like to talk to. They can share their projects, their ideas, they can make friends. They are going to learn from other teachers of the world. So this is something that we have to bear in mind. We cannot teach our students the way we were taught, because we are never going to get their attention and their involvement as regards the teaching and learning process.
Oh, super, super. So, ma'am, I would like to ask one more question. As you have lots of experience in teaching, and I saw you are also on lots of platforms. You give various speeches. You talk on various topics. So, how you start this journey and how you enjoy this?
Well, this is something that I value a lot, because this is a new word for me. I started meeting as IDEAM community, ABC now. I love these kinds of sessions that you have organized, because, well, I met a group of teachers that after the COVID times got together in order to share, I don't know, websites, activities, interactive games, everything to English teachers in Latin America. And there I met Vilma from Brazil, and she invited me to one of the groups where she belonged to, and that's where I started this journey. That's why I'm so grateful, because she was very generous with me, and I have this experience, and I have met so many wonderful and knowledgeable people, and first of all, generous people. I have learned a lot in this way, and I hope that I can give something back, because I think that I have learned a lot. I have shared so many things with so many wonderful people as the previous session and the very many sessions that I have attended. So for me, it's a wonderful experience. And I think that every teacher should take this in their lives, because it's important, it's like we have the opportunity of learning from very important people in the world, that these Zoom connections these sessions are so rich for teachers and for students, and that we will never be the same after this, you see. So this is the positive thing. This is the positive thing about COVID-19, that it was this. We have we have technology. Zoom already existed, but we were not using this in the way we should.
Yes. It's all about your professional journey, ma'am. And I would like to ask one more question. Is that what one strong message you want to give to educators and trainers?
Educators and, sorry?
Trainers. You can say
okay,
teachers
trainers.
also.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, educators and trainers. Well, I know that when you are a trainer, when you are an educator, you are always we are always students. So I think that we don't have to forget that. For me, that could be the piece of advice. If my favorite question as a teacher is, if I were a student in my class, would I be happy to be part of it? So if your answer is yes, you are doing it right. If your answer is I don't know, maybe I wouldn't be enjoying this so much. So you have to change things. No matter if you are a principal of school, if you work at the university, if you have all the academic degrees that you can have in your life, no matter that, we have to remember all the time that once we were students. So we, in our heart and our experience, we keep in mind and in heart those teachers that truly were involved in our learning, that were there to support us, to help us, even though we didn't like their subject. We didn't like the subject that they were teaching, but they were so kind, they were so supportive that we could do it. And this is something that we don't have to forget. I think that trainers don't have to forget about the students, the people that you are teaching to, that some of them would like your subject, some others won't. Some others would think that there is not that important for them for their age. And then they realize that it was useful, that thank God you were there and you taught them so many things, and they would tell you if you keep in contact with them. So I think that teachers, trainers, academics, or whatever, they don't have to forget that once they were students. So you can see, you have to see your classes through students' eyes.
Yes, absolutely. And that will be very helpful for all educators and teachers to contribute towards the society. And thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful conversation, and thank you for accepting our invitation and visiting here in this platform, ABC International Family.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be part of these sessions. It's my pleasure, and it's an honor for me to be invited. You know, I always say that I'm from Argentina, so I'm from the other side of the world. So keeping in touch with so wonderful people as you, for me, it's a gift. So thank you very, very much for your kindness.
Thank you, ma'am.